Okay, so South Park did something crazy the other night. They brought back a fan-favorite character, except this time that character takes the shape of this guy.
Hey, relax, guy. I'm just your average Joe. Take a rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you a little guy known as Saddam Hussein. He used to be one of America's enemies. But most notably for this video, he was South Park's greatest enemy. Historically, Saddam Hussein was the dictator of Iraq for around, give or take, 24 years. However, in the Season 2 opener of South Park, which aired on April 1st, 1998, Saddam Hussein is displayed as dastardly as he was in real life.
I just need a couple of things, and then I'm gonna head back to Iran.
I thought you were from Iraq.
Iran, Iraq, what the hell's the difference? Relax, guy.
Except he also so happens to be the boyfriend of Satan. Let me explain. In Season 2, Episode 1, Terrence and Phillip is not without my anus, Saddam Hussein conducts this big dastardly plan to take over the world by first starting in Canada. He sends Iraqi troops in, while also kidnapping Celine Dion, and calls Canada New Baghdad. I think this is probably an obvious reference to how, a couple years prior to this episode, Saddam tried to invade the tiny country of Kuwait, leading to the Bush administration, I'm talking about Papa Bush, not Son Bush, and a lot of the West, to basically do this giant military operation in Iraq to free Kuwait from Saddam's control. The entire operation didn't last that long really at all. America crushed the Iraqi army and was able to free Kuwait from Saddam's rule. However, culturally, Saddam still stuck around in the background, being a thorn for President George Bush, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush, which translated to South Park finding this kind of funny because Saddam himself tries to be this big, bad, evil dictator, and South Park just loved to mock him, and for some reason they made him gay for Satan. Not only was he an evil dictator, but he was also a really bad boyfriend. This is revealed in the South Park movie, which is one of the greatest musicals of all time. By this point in the series, Saddam has been revealed to have died in multiple ways. Whether it be Terrence and Phillip trying to save their country from Saddam by conducting this giant fart cloud so toxic that it kills Saddam and his guards, or being mentioned to have been killed by a pack of wild boars in the South Park movie. He's almost like Kenny, he keeps being revived. Saddam's plan in the movie is very much the same as it was in the Terrence and Phillip episode. He wants to cause world domination, but in order to do that, he escalates a war between America and Canada, all with Terrence and Phillip at the helm of everything. Saddam is only able to do this as he manipulates Satan. It's kind of funny because one of the themes of the movie is Satan getting the guts to stand up to himself and leave this toxic relationship. To which, well, Satan does.
Saddam, sometimes you can love a person very much, but still know that they aren't right for you.
What the fuck are you talking about?
One would be led to believe that this would be the end of Saddam Hussein, but I mean, as we've discovered before, he just keeps on dying and coming back. Throughout the show, who would appear over and over again? The South Park movie came out in June of 1999. A couple years later, George W. Bush would declare war on Iraq and take out Saddam Hussein from power. This led to a resurgence of the character in South Park, most notably one of his final main appearances, that wasn't a cameo, had him trying to conduct that Canadian plan again, but this time the images used of him were the images of when the US military captured him. In 2006, the real-life Saddam Hussein would be executed, with the character essentially being quietly retired after his death. It was not out of respect towards him or anything. I mean, at this point, like, Saddam Hussein in real life was dead. There wasn't any more jokes you could tell about him. The character of Satan every now and then would still appear throughout South Park history. However, he was used very sparingly. Around a day before the season 27 premiere of South Park was unleashed, South Park tweeted this. They said they were going to bring back an iconic character that many of the classic fans would immediately recognize. And, well, I guess the spirit of Saddam's character did come back, but under the guise of someone else entirely.
What are you, some kind of dictator from the Middle East?
A dictator from the Middle East? Hey, relax, guy. I'm just your average Joe. Take a rest.
The season 27 premiere of South Park was extremely meta, and I mean, how could it not be? We live in very strange times, and where South Park was part of a deal with Paramount that they couldn't get out of, that they desperately needed to figure out. This episode's insane because we finally got an actual regular South Park episode, which we haven't gotten in like 2 years. Honestly, it made me fall out of the show originally. As for the political nature of this episode, I found it extremely interesting. I remember Mr. Garrison was serving as the stand-in for Donald Trump, and that going into season 27, South Park wasn't planning on covering politics, but due to recent events, I understand why they had to. For context, the Trump administration has chosen to sue CBS and Paramount, thus leading to the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show. This brings us to the main episode. Why bother using Mr. Garrison as a stand-in for Trump when you could actually just use Trump. Saddam Hussein was supposed to represent someone who grandized upon themselves. Someone who was extremely ridiculous in terms of their personality and their hubris. In a world where the ridiculousness is the new normal, this causes Cartman to have a little bit of a identity crisis. Hence the return of the lost character of Saddam Hussein in the show, but under the guise of a different face. I hope you guys liked that little history lesson. Subscribe and like. See ya.